Hey everybody, this is Adam with Productivity Academy, and today is the 9th of August 2017. I've got a pretty good day lined up here with some good questions. Real quick, if you haven't watched before, answer some live questions as well as questions that have been submitted beforehand at productivity.academy/questions. Anything about productivity, time management, what apps to use, mindset, some stuff like that. So if you haven't yet, also check out the website at productivity.academy. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click on the button and subscribe and stay up to date. All right, so real quick, I wanted to go over something that I talked about or have gotten the post title, but improving your productivity, why the hell should you? There was a quick post the other day about, do you ever think about why you should be improving your productivity or why you really want to work harder? Because a lot of this comes down to, you have to make changes. There's no app that's going to do it for you. There's no, you can't use a journal. You can't go buy this journal and be 200% more effective. None of that does it for you. What you actually have to do is to be consciously making the changes. These things can help you do that. But if your head isn't in the right spot, then none of that really matters. Again, you can have, the coolest tools and the neatest apps and the, this and that. But if you're not putting them to use, if you're not focusing and making the conscious choice, then it doesn't really matter. All right. So a lot of this, I think, is important. And for you, it's different than maybe how I view it. Right. But it's coming up with, what is that goal? Do you have a goal? Is there a driving force? For different people, it's different things. And over time, it changes. Okay, so, again, I thought about this a lot, and I used to be worried oh, man, I don't know what I want to do, or I don't know what my ultimate goal is. How am I going to save the world? Okay, that is going way too far. But saying, okay, I'm working on this project, and today I had to knock out an hour and a half of really basic admin stuff. Okay, no joke, right before I hopped on here. It's really boring. I don't like doing it, and I'm getting better at finding ways to either do it more quickly, more efficiently, or delegate it. But at the end of the day, some of it still has to be done. But saying, okay, I know what I'm working for. I'm helping to build this business, so that's really important because there's really tangible goals down the road saying, okay, I'm going to have a business that I was proud to grow. It's providing a really cool service, and I'm helping others both on customers and my business partners, and saying, okay, this is all providing things that I want in my life, and it's going to help do things that I'm proud of or that I'm working forward to. So doing this, what I consider, kind of dreary admin work right now, is going to pay off in the future. And so that's just one example of saying, okay, I can, justify what I'm doing, and instead of maybe being distracted and saying, oh, well, maybe I'll just check Facebook real quick, I can just say, man, I'm not even interested in checking Facebook. I want to power through this. This is going to have some really good results. So I think that that's one way to do it. Again, you can, go with the bigger goals. I like what I do. It's providing, the future that I want. And you can use this either for, getting through some tasks you may not be that interested in, but also you can just get better at doing those. All right. I think there's kind of two conflicting areas. You can look at things as I should only be doing the things I'm really passionate about and love. And say, okay, well, yeah, maybe in the grander scheme of things, you should kind of aim your life so you move in that direction. But, nobody does that 100% of the time. All right. Whether it's doing the laundry or, again, doing some admin work, at no point in your life are you going to be completely free from that. And so on the other side, you've got this idea that, you're going to choose something to do and just become so good at it that it then becomes something that you're passionate about. All right. And I found that to be the case with several people I've known, in my earlier career. As an engineer, I talk to people hey, how did you come into this? You're a well-known person in this field. What brought you here? Well, I went to college and, I was interested in physics or this area and I needed a job and I started doing this and I got better at it. And, it's not this romantic story, but it's true that, they focused on it and it provided something for them. And then as they got more invested and spent more time in it, it became more meaningful to them. So anyways, kind of, I think, an interesting way to look at those. So one of the questions today I wanted to cover real quick is what are the things that you do or use in order to make yourself more productive and smarter? So that's an interesting one. Real quick, I'll just say it, every time I can. Doing a daily review has been a life changer for me. Several years ago, I used to not do this, or I would do it really sporadically. And sitting down and really planning out my day, going over my goals, lay out my tasks, look at my calendar, collect all my notes, and go from there has really helped me to be more productive, as well as identifying what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and doing reviews on where I want to be and where I want to go, whether that's on a scale of like, okay, next week, this is where I want to be. Next month, these are the goals I want to knock out. And in 2 years, here's where I want to be. And having that be as clear as possible. Again, they change. Sometimes I don't reach them, but that's okay. I have something I'm working towards. And that helps me to be productive, kind of that combination. And of course, there's much more that goes into that, but those are the general ideas behind that. And as far as smarter, I'm a big fan of you're never done learning. There's always something you can figure out, or you can invest a little bit of time in to become better at. And so maybe that's, for myself, that's reading. I just enjoy reading. For other people, that may be going through additional courses. All right, you can find courses to invest in. You could maybe do audiobooks, again, if you're not a reader. But spending, can you put some time aside each week? Can you put 30 minutes aside 3 times a week to either further yourself in maybe your career where you're at learning about that, or an area you want to learn more about? And most people don't take the time to do this. And by doing that, you're going to put yourself ahead of so many people. If you could devote 2 hours a week, and you did that for years on end, that's an incredible amount of time. You're going to have this depth of knowledge. Pick up a new language. Again, learn a programming skill. Do something on the side. And again, it's not that you maybe have to become a master right away, and you won't. But you open yourself up to new ideas. Okay, just by learning and exploring new things. And so I think that will not only make you smarter, but it's also going to make you more productive. You've got more resources to draw on over time with these new experiences and these new things that you learn. So I think for me, that's it. In terms of making myself smarter, is just being open to learning, but then also being systematic about it. And it's something I'm still working on, and trying to not let my schedule get so hectic that I forget and go a week or two without sitting down and saying, okay, I'm going to read this nonfiction book, and about, like right now I'm trying to get through a book on client prospecting, and it's a little dry, but it's going to pay off. It's very business oriented, and so sitting down and saying I'm going to spend 30 minutes during my day, and I'm going to read this book, or go through it, take some notes, and work my way through it, and then I can move on to something else after that. And just having that knowledge that you gain over time, it's kind of like compound interest, right? You just do a little bit at a time, and it really starts to pay off. So that's my advice for that. I'm going to wrap it up now. Don't have any live questions today, but if you ever have questions throughout the week or while you're watching, you can go to productivity.academy/questions and pop it in there. Anything about productivity, time management, apps, anything we've talked about today, or anything else. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.